I think the whole music industry has changed. Being in a band is a lot more complex than it used to be. Hi, I'm Dan Laframbe, lead singer of Peasants King, and this is my insight to the music industry. There's two ways you can go about as to being in a band. You can either have it as a hobby or you can have it as a job. There comes a lot of sacrifices to make if you want to make it as your job. But if you want to make it as your hobby, you can go out, do a couple of covers in some gigs, earn some money from it, and happy days. But if you want to do it as a business, then you have to drop a lot of things. You have to make sure that that is your priority. You need to practice and make sure that everything's perfect, because at the end of the day, you are a business and you are representing yourself. Being in a band is very time consuming, with everything these days being pushed on yourselves. For example, you have to record everything yourself, you have to pay for everything, you have to go and gig. You don't need a record label to put music out, you don't need management to get gigs. It does help, it helps a lot, but if you've got a solid fan base and you gig local and build up that fan base and connection with them, then you got a good couple of gigs behind you, and you got a good movement moving forward. Peasants King formed back in 2012, and we went straight to the studio. We recorded our debut EP, Kingdom. 4 tracks. We had no fan base. We had no gigs for a name, but we made sure that everything was right before it came out. We then introduced our second guitarist, Joshua Bowles, and we then worked on our second EP, When Four Walls Are Home, and we started releasing that with a fan base, with gigs behind us. We've gigged pretty much around all the UK, supported artists like Gabriel Aplin, Twin Atlantic, Straight Lines, People of Poet, and we've just been carrying on from there really. We played around in Leeds. There are a lot of challenges and obstacles that we face every day in a band. Things like, I have a job, I can't come to practice because I need to get money to afford petrol to come to practice. And then there's things like, I can't book that certain amount of time off work, or it's my girlfriend's birthday, or there's lots of other things that, because you're a band and you're 4 or 5 piece, you kind of have to try and work together, and getting a calendar or some sort of communication between you all, like a Facebook group or something, that can really help things. It can be really difficult though, because if you're in a band and it's a lot smaller, like a smaller scale type of thing, so I would say that'd be the hardest thing, is trying to get everybody on board and trying to get everybody doing the same thing at the same time.